Pouls-Kitchen. This is Chef Poul. Welcome to my show. Please hit the like, share, subscribe button. Today we're going to do a video on curried steak dinner. Now, this is a nice flank steak. Well, not really a flank. I forget exactly what cut it is, but it's a nice steak. It came already cubed up. What I'm going to do with this, I'm going to spice it. I'm going to put a nice bourbon style barbecue sauce over this with liquid smoke. And if you heard me before, you got to really be careful with liquid smoke. You can't be just doofing it all on. You have to put it in, maybe a spoonful or two, no more than that. Mix it in with some spice and let it sit. And I'll actually put a little bit of lime juice in this too, by the way. And let this sit for a good 30 minutes to marinate. Now, what I've also done is I had 2 corn on the cob. I boiled that for a good 20 minutes, and I cut the corn off the cob. You put a little bit of butter on there, maybe a little salt, not a whole lot, just a little bit, and that's good. I've cut up 2 large white onions, 2 sweet peppers. I've got some garlic that's already cut, some coconut pepper. I've got curry powder. I'm gonna mix some smoky teriyaki rub. It's more of a steak thing. And I'm going to use pepper. So for now, we're going to let this sit here for about 30 minutes. I didn't cut this, it came cubed, but you know what, it's a pretty good quality grade here. Spice up the way you want it, let it sit for about 30 minutes. And again, I can't stress this enough, guys, do not just downpour a really large amount of smoke or of liquid smoke on that, because that's going to kill it. It's going to be nasty. It's going to taste like your grandmother's shoe. Don't do it. So we'll be back when we're ready. Welcome back. Now, Chef Amy wanted me to remind you guys something, and this is really important. When you're marinating, you need to give it at least 30 minutes, and you know what, if you're thinking about it, do it overnight. Why? Because it will make a huge difference, and it will make it much better. Like for instance, if I were to take this and put my liquid smoke and marinade in the meat and then start cooking it right away, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is very simple. The marinade and the liquid smoke is going to go right into the fryer, into your pan, and you're not going to get a whole lot of flavor out of it. You basically wasted a whole lot of money on something you shouldn't have had to do. If you take your time and you're patient and you let this sit for at least 30 minutes, everything's going to seep into the meat and it's going to be a whole lot better. So I've got spice in here, liquid smoke, and the barbecue sauce. I'm not a big fan of using barbecue sauce all the time, but when we're doing steak, I want to give it as much flavor as I can, and it will go really well. So what we got here is I got my wok, and I'm going to start heating this up. When it's nice and hot, I'm going to take a couple spoonfuls of minced garlic and my bowl full of onions. I'm going to start cooking them until they start caramelizing. Once they start caramelizing and they're starting to cook, they'll come down a little bit. And then I'm going to put the meat into it. And then we'll start cooking the meat. And when we're at that point, we'll be back. So be patient with this. It takes a little bit for everything to heat up. And I'm telling you, my mouth is watering, and I can tell Amy's is too. I'm not sure if that's her stomach or if she's just passing gas. Don't know. But say hi to Chef Amy.
Hi.
But, you know, it's Amy for you. But anyways, Alan, Terho, I hope you guys are watching this and you're really getting your stomach going. My good friend Scientist from Thailand, we love you, dear. We hope you and your husband are having a good day. And hopefully, you know, this might be something you might be interested in. So, we'll be back soon. Welcome back. So, right now we're starting to fry up the onions and garlic. And the only real 2 things I would do on here, I put a lot of ground pepper in here. I love ground pepper. But another thing, if you're going to add salt, the only thing I would actually add salt to is just a little bit of salt in with the onions to help them juice up a little bit. I find it helps caramelize, and it just helps bring a little bit more flavor out. And you know what, my wok cooks pretty fast, so I'm almost to the point right now that I'm going to want to put my meat in. So when it starts cooking like this, they're starting to brown up a little bit. I don't know that you really need to have them completely caramelized, but when they start browning, then put your meat on. When you put the meat on, I've got some canned, I'm going to start well, before I put the meat on, I'm going to put some curry powder on. I'm going to stir that in really, really good. Then I'm going to put the meat, and then I'm going to put a little bit of coconut milk in. And yes, why coconut milk? It just helps give a little bit of flavor. And, you know, about this time, because it usually takes about 20 minutes to make your fries anyways, make some fries so you have that on the side as well. You want to be careful about how much coconut milk you're using, because it's not supposed to be a soup. You know, it's just for a little bit of flavor. So, and once that starts cooking up and everything else, and you put your corn and then your peppers, cook it up until it's done. You should be done. But I'm not going to just leave you to that, so I'll be back in a little bit. Welcome back. So here we got our curry powder already in here. So this is really spiced up. I don't have a lot in here. If you have hot sauce or anything else that you want to put in, Terre-Haute, I'm talking to you. This is where you put this in. You put it in right here. You cook it up a little bit. And you can see that the onions starting to come down quite a bit. It doesn't seem like there's as much onion in here, but believe me, there is. It just cooks down quite a bit faster. So at this point, I'm going to start putting the meat in here and start cooking it. And then we're going to put some coconut milk in, and I'll be back soon. Welcome back. So I've got the coconut milk in, I've got the meat in here, and I'm going to let this simmer for a while. I'm going to be patient and let it cook down. You're not needing to be in a big rush here. Don't overcook it, but don't undercook it. So when I'm done with the camera, I'm going to, well, actually, you know what? I can probably do that now without too much issue. I'm going to put the pepper in here, and then I'm going to put the corn in here. Yeah, worked out alright, I guess. I swear this is a whole lot easier and better when Amy's around to actually help me do this, because I've gotten some comments that I'm not necessarily the smoothest of camera people, but you gotta realize when I'm doing this, guys, it's just me. I'm not, like, I'm doing everything all at once. It's much easier when Amy's around, because she can hold the camera and I can do my cooking, and it just makes life easier for everybody. But unfortunately, I don't have Amy, so it is what it is. So here I go. I've got this going here, and I'm telling you, I mean, it looks really good. Now, I didn't dump a whole can of coconut milk in. I put about half. I'm probably going to save the rest for tomorrow morning when I make the rest of my breakfast. Coconut milk works good for everything, so you don't have to worry about that. So let this cook, and you know what I mean, watch it, but you know what I mean, you don't have to, you honestly don't have to go crazy with this. Don't overcook. It doesn't have to cook for super long. The onions are probably the thing that cook the most, because they're the first thing in here. And I'm telling you, this is going to taste amazing, and my goal is to make my wife curse me out because she didn't get to have it. But I think she will. So, we'll be back soon. Welcome back. So here we go. We have our curried steak. Now, of course, I'm going to have fries with mine. You can have whatever you want. You can put a little bit of rice in there. That'll help the juiciness a little bit. It's actually going to be really amazing. Looks good. It tastes good. And I'm telling you, if my wife could smell what my kitchen smells like right now, she'd be on fire. It is good. Like I said, Quill, at the very beginning when you start cooking onions, you can put your hot stuff in there. No problem. It'll cook in with everything else. It will be amazing. And this is a really good cut of steak, so I mean, I'm really happy with this. If you're a vegetarian, you can use chickpeas instead of the steak. It'll still turn out really good. So until next time, please join us at Pouls-Kitchen.net. Hit the like, share, subscribe button. Talk to you soon.